on my final question, but I mean, how do you view that the future, particularly in light of the global economy, will impact future developments? I mean, first of all, what is your view on how the economy will fold out over the next 2 to 3 years, and how do you think that will impact action sports, particularly in terms of retail and tourism?
It's very hard not to be a bit gloomy at the moment. There's reports in the UK that a good indicator being house prices, that house prices will drop over the next 2 to 3 years, and then there'll be no significant investment value in houses for the next 10. And if that's the case, then we're looking at a very flat economy indeed for quite a long time. But people get bored sitting around doing nothing and feeling poor and inactive. And I think there's been a trend towards more leisure holidays, more active leisure holidays in the UK, domestic-wise. So people, instead of maybe going to Spain to go road biking, or Spain to go climbing, or France to go alpine climbing more and cycling and playing more in their own backyards. So it's great for the domestic market in the short term. I think in the long term, you'll see a hardening of interest. The people who are interested now will make sacrifices to keep playing and to keep being active. It's very hard to see how that will spin down into the larger retail development projects. But I know there's 2 or 3 very large projects being planned in the UK at the moment, with great big adventure sport facilities. The plans are ambitious, they look great. Some of them have been on the table for a very long time. But there's now a real head of steam in the press and amongst the developers that these things will start to happen. So you can only keep your fingers crossed and hope that there's enough confidence in active leisure that people will go for that. And I'm quite confident about that. I think that the large developers are going to find that if they don't do something soon, they're going to start losing out even more heavily to online retail, so they need to do something with their fixed asset sites. Sure. But also I think there's a general feeling that health and fitness and welfare is extremely important, and one of the best ways to do that is to become healthy in something that you enjoy doing.
Sure.
So I can't think of any better group of sports or group of activities, when you're looking at climbing, surfing, snowboarding, skateboarding, mountain biking, BMX, all of those things. You become fit simply by the action of doing these things. So fitness isn't the goal. Playing and having fun is the goal, and you become fit and you live longer because you're active. So, that's I think a very hopeful trend.
Sure. Duncan, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much for your time. Duncan,
thanks for giving me the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.